Hello YouTube. So I haven't made any videos in a while. It's been a crazy busy summer. Doing a lot of family stuff, and we moved and sold our old house, and now we're having a new house built. So we've been pretty busy, and plus the summer's been pretty hot, so I haven't been doing too much wrenching or anything. Blazer is still not done because a lot of it's been a lack of motivation and stuff, but just a lot of stuff going on this summer. I'm gonna update you guys on a few things. Pretty exciting for me, and where the future may take me and my channel here. But first off, I'm gonna show you my new little toy. So I've been trying to find a truck, and I finally found one ever since my old one got totaled by an old lady that shouldn't have been driving. So I ended up picking this up for $5 grand. It's a pretty good deal. The body's in pretty good shape. I mean, it has a little rust down there on the rockers and stuff, and on the frames, just mainly a lot of surface rust, but the rockers are still there. I do live up in this rust belt, so that's kind of rare. It's an 02, so it's not a cat eye, but it's just got a different front end. But yeah, she's in pretty good condition. I just put these wheels and tires on there. It's a General Grabber ATXs. They're 265, 75, 15s, or 16s, I mean. So that's what size tire was on there when I bought it. It's one size up from factory. Factory is 245, 75. And I think it gives it a cleaner look. Actually, it looks like it's the appropriate size. The 245s look a little small on these trucks, to be honest. Yeah, I still have to figure out something to get this. Looks like construction paint that was from the old owner. He must have hit a paint line that sprayed the whole driver's side. And then so got a bunch of flash on this tire. See the leaf spring shackles? Yeah, they kind of need replaced. They're about shot. They got holes in them. Came with a toolbox and all that shit. The only real like blemish would be right here in the corner. It looked like somebody backed into something, or maybe a slight collision there. Kind of got pushed in, but it's a fucking 20-year-old truck, and I really love this color, the charcoal gray, or it's like a charcoal metallic. It's like my favorite color, and they're kind of hard to find. But let's see here, pop the hood. Everything on the inside is very manual. It's got I got a bunch of trash in here. I just ate lunch, but you got manual 4-wheel drive shifter on the floor, manual windows, like manual everything. I love it, actually, like that it's that way. Really wanted a crew cab, but I couldn't pass this one up. It was really good condition. I'm a single cab or crew cab guy. I don't really like the in-between extended cab shit or any of that. Now, I have been making some upgrades. I put this K&N cold air intake on it because the stock intake really sucks ass. He said supposedly AC was working whenever like a week before I bought it from him, but it no longer works, and it's definitely got a leak somewhere. I tried recharging it, and the AC went bye-bye. So yeah, it's a 6-liter, 317 heads and all that. And then recently I went to the junkyard, grabbed some electric fans, because it did have a manual clutch fan on it, and I swapped that out, and it's working pretty good. So I've already done a few little upgrades. I made some video of it, but there's a lot of the whole first bit of footage I had of this truck was kind of bad. I had kids screaming in the background. I was a little intoxicated all over the place, so thought I would reintroduce the truck in a better video here. One thing I did notice, they replaced the front brake lines, but they fucking use compression fittings. There's 2 of them right there, possibly more. I need to address that pretty soon. I haven't had any leaks, and the brakes are actually really good. It's got Hydro Boost, so that's pretty awesome. Steering shaft's got the clunky noise that's typical in these, all the typical issues. Manual throttle body and all that stuff. But yeah, it looks like it's got a fairly new battery in it too. So, but yeah, they upgraded a NICOP, but for some reason the dumbass used compression fittings. So I'm gonna have to deal with that. But needless to say, I'm not at my rental right now, so I can't really show you guys, but I got some goodies. There's a few issues with the truck that I knew about. You know, it's got 200 it had 215,000 miles on it when I bought it, so I know any LS in that mile range, it's gonna have lifter issues. Like the lifter is gonna need replaced. I didn't hear it when I first got it. I think he was trying to mask it, like he had it nice and warm and everything for me. And I assumed it probably had an exhaust leak just because it's just typical. And it has all that, because after the next day when I cold started, I heard all of it. I heard the lifters, I heard the leaking exhaust and all that. But he did tell me it had an oil leak. So that's probably the biggest thing. I think it's around the oil pan. So that's kind of shitty. But yeah, there's some wetness down there. You can see for sure. But yes, the oil leak, he said he's been driving around just keeping an eye on the oil and keeping it topped off. But needless to say, I think it's getting worse, because like the cross member here, it's just caked in oil. You can see where it's hitting the exhaust pipe, and it's all over the bottom of the transmission. Yeah, it's getting worse. So I'm gonna have to address that. And like I said, I knew all this, and I don't know what the market is up where you guys are, but here, you know, a 2500 HD, even this old, that's in this good a condition, would normally go for a decent penny. So $5 grand, it was a pretty good deal. Now I've already been pouring a lot of money into it, between the wheels and tires, and then, you know, some small upgrades, the electric fans and all that. But I really like the new tires. These General Grabbers are pretty badass. The only thing I hate about them is they fling rocks like crazy, which is bad for my rockers. So I don't know if I'm gonna put flaps or anything on them, but I don't know. Maybe potentially help that issue. I don't know. Yeah, and my wheels, they're brand new. It's American Racing AR23s, I think. Yeah, I need to ditch the stock lug nuts. Those were a pain in the ass to get in there. I had to have a special socket, but yeah, my wheels are already getting dirty. I'm gonna have to clean them up. They looked so sexy whenever I first put them on. They were all brand new and polished. So I probably need to ceramic coat them or something, because it's not clear. They're not clear coated or anything, so it's just open aluminum. So I want to keep them from corroding. So I need to put some kind of, I think ceramic would probably be the best way to go. But needless to say, I'm going to be doing a lot of upgrades to this here soon. So I know it has a lifter issue and the oil leak, and I was trying to see if there was a way I could fix the oil leak without pulling the engine, and it involves removing a bunch of other shit on the front suspension, and it's a whole nother deal. So I think since I'm going to be pulling the heads off and everything, it's just going to be, I'm going to be yanking the motor and doing a I guess I would call a soft rebuild on it. I'm not doing bearings and all that shit unless, you know, I see something that would warrant that. But we're not letting the magic out. Not on this one. we're going to be replacing gaskets because obviously it has some oil leakage. I don't know if it's from the oil pan or what, but we'll be doing that. I did get a cam for it, so we're doing that. Like, I'm not going full hot rod, but I do want it to sound nice, and it could use some help in the pep department. It's not very, it needs some help. Compared to my Yukon, which has got a 6.2, this thing's a slug, so definitely wanting to remedy that. And I got the truck Norse cam for it, so the truck Norse cam is basically the best truck cam out there right now. Sounds fucking amazing. And then I'm gonna be taking a lot of parts from the Blazer that I had extra, like, since this has got the EGR shit. You can tell by looking at the side here. Yeah, that shit, I'm gonna delete that. And I'm gonna take the since this one has the provision for it, I'm gonna swap with the Blazer's old intake, which doesn't have that. Put that one on there. It's got like barely used intake gaskets. I'm gonna take the Blazer's injectors because the truck injectors on these are kind of at their max already from factory, or they don't have too much headroom. So I'm gonna be taking the Blazer's old injectors on and putting them on here. These are EV1. This is the EV1 harness, and my injectors are EV6, so I got adapters for that. Also, the exhaust. I don't know how well you guys can see that. Yeah, whoever the previous owner was, they I don't know if the last guy did it or the guy before him, but they did some jank shit here and welded like fucking 2.5-inch pipe or whatever that is. I don't know the exact sizing onto the stock pipe on the manifold and just had it come up to the stock flange. It's really jank, and the welds are questionable. I might have exhaust leaking from there, but I know that I do have a few bolts broken off. Like, I think, yeah, that one right above that spark plug, you can see it. Yeah, right there. It's already broken off for me. But so between the whole exhaust rattles, it rattles really bad. Actually, it's getting worse as I drive it. Drives me fucking nuts. Sounds like shit. It's really quiet. So it needs a whole new exhaust, which is on the way. Yeah, so there's a lot of things I'm gonna address, and by the time I'm done, and I'm gonna be doing this all very soon. I got a lot of parts on the way. So we're looking at, to sum it up, I'm swapping the intakes with the newer Gen 3 intake that doesn't have EGR, swapping injectors. We're doing a cam swap, and new timing chain, new oil pump. I'm going with a melting oil pump. This thing actually surprisingly gets like really good oil pressure, so I really don't think I need new bearings. Like, it for as many miles as it has, it's doing pretty good. The guy did put a fucking Fram oil filter on there, and he said he just changed the oil, and I looked at it. It's definitely fresh new oil. Looked like it had just been poured in there. So yeah, and it looks like somebody replaced some coil packs. But anyways, trying not to get distracted. So, but I'm putting the new oil pump on there mainly because my brother, he told me on these that these stock oil pumps have an issue with the relief valve spring in them getting, they'll stick, and then you'll have oil pressure problems, and it'll make it'll starve the top end of oil. So I just figure, since I'm going to be really digging into this fucking thing, I might as well just replace that and go with the milling that's got the upgraded design that doesn't have that problem. And it'll have a little bit more volume while I'm at it, so that should be good. And I'm replacing the front cover gasket, front and rear seals, front and rear mains, oil pan gasket, obviously. I don't know about my cooler lines, my AC lines. I really need to run a dye test on it, see exactly where it's leaking. But I really want fucking AC. I mean, it's almost September now, so I might not need it over the winter. But yeah, and I'm gonna be doing all this over at my dad's. I can't do it at my current house, so we'll be doing it over there in his big garage. And then also I have long tube headers coming for this from Speed Engineering. They have a nice, cheap, decently priced kit that I watched a bunch of videos on. Everybody says it fits pretty good, but they're 1 3/4 runner or primaries. I didn't want to go too big because this is obviously not a race car. I wanted to keep the torque up. I've been focused mainly on low end torque. Kind of why I went with Truck Norris cam. Oh, I forgot to mention, since the 317 heads are on here and they're basically like the worst LS heads, I'm gonna switch over to the 706s. I have a set that I pulled from the junkyard when I found these fans. They're actually at the machine shop now, so they're getting a full workover. When I get them back, it'll be basically like factory. I'm having him put LS6 springs in there for the new Truck Norris cam. So this guy's really struggling to get up this hill. What the fuck? Fucking power stroke. Dude, he's like hammering on it and going really slow. Somebody's got an issue. That diesel should not be going that slow. That revved up that high. Sounds like he's fucking pedal to the metal. Holy shit. Anyways, sorry I'm all over the place, guys, but yeah. So the 706 heads, what they got over the 317s. Much smaller combustion chamber. The combustion chamber on these 317s is like 74 or something like that cc's. And the 706s are all the way down to like 60 and a half, 61. So getting a huge compression bump. They do have a little smaller valves, but I watch Richard Holdner all the time, and those 706 heads, everybody kind of sleeps on them. So when you put them on a 6-liter, the low end torque goes way up a considerable amount. Like all these changes I'm doing with the intake, the fan, the electric fans, getting rid of the clutch fan, you know, adding a cam in there, and you know, swapping out the heads, and I'm going to be putting long tubes on there. Like all these changes are going to really wake this fucking thing up so it doesn't feel like a turd anymore. Also from Speed Engineering, they have a true dual X pipe kit that I got. So it's designed to fit onto their headers. So I got that, and it'll basically kind of Y off. It doesn't, the pipes don't merge, but they kind of come and collect, and then they go into an X pipe, and then just past the transmission is where it stops. So from there, I have pipe out in the garage I'm gonna just use, and I have 2 extra mufflers from the Blazer. I have that Black Widow muffler, which I'm gonna try first. Hoping that maybe it's not as bad in a vehicle that has an actual interior and it's not dumping right underneath. Like maybe it won't be so bad. But either way, you know, I have my MagnaFlow as well. So I'm just trying to save money here. I've been spending way too much money on this truck, and more than what I told my wife I was going to be. So I have spare mufflers laying around, so we'll get rid of that. But yeah, this exhaust is definitely not stock. It's got this gigantic tank muffler on it. It has a 2 out here into 1 pipe that comes out the back. What I'm going to be doing, I don't know if I'll keep that or not. I mean, I could just cut it right there. But honestly, my plan for right now is probably just to do an axle dump right here, right in front. I don't know. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to where I was pointing. But I think I'll probably do an axle dump for now. Looks like I got a hanger right there that I can play off of. So, but yeah, we're gonna be gutting the whole exhaust system and all kinds of stuff. So, and it's kind of cool because when I bought this was what this whole thing was in its true stock form. And I'm basically, all the upgrades I'm doing are like what everybody would probably plan to do to a truck like this, for truck stuff. truck performance. So it should be really fun series. I'm hoping it won't take me too long. But yeah, we're gonna be yanking the whole motor out, stripping it down, rebuilding it, and then stabbing it back in. I'm not gonna remove the front clip. Well, that motor kind of sits back in there. We'll probably have to at least remove the electric fans. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe some of that front end or the front accessory stuff. But the hood will have to come off. I don't know. You guys get the point. So yeah, there's my new truck, my new baby. She's got some issues I'm gonna work out, but when I'm done with her, it's gonna be a bad mamma jamma. I fucking love it. But anyways, so I don't know if you guys seen, but I'm obviously not at my rental right now. I'm actually out at our property that we bought when we're having our house built. And I wanted to show you guys something. It should be pretty exciting. It's gonna be a while before I get it to where I want it to be, but it's gonna be really nice for the channel and the kind of stuff that I've been doing. So here she is. I got me a pole barn. It's part of this property. She's in some pretty rough shape. It got banged up quite a bit. It's got these fucking farm barn doors on there. And obviously some people have hit it multiple times. But yeah, it's gonna be my new shop for activities in here. Yeah, I see that giant ass hole in the back. It's been hit by equipment and all kinds of stuff. And we've been storing a bunch of shit in here. It's probably, yeah, nothing important, but been taking over. Those are the tires that were on my truck. You can see those old crusty wheels and shit. Sorry, I heard the noise. I thought it was a fucking bird or something. But yeah. I believe it's 36 by like 64 or something. It looks like 12-foot ceilings. So I got a lot, like I said, obviously it's got a lot of work that needs to be done before I can, there's the Blazer's old tires. The engine lift that I've used multiple times. It's already got electric ran to it, kind of. But I got trees growing in here, all kinds of shit, but needs a floor. I was hoping to have the whole thing resheeted and insulated and a whole concrete floor, and then like 2 bay doors put in on this part right here. Obviously it's gonna take some engineering because I think the posts aren't wider than the bay. They're not wide enough or spaced far apart enough, so. And then also if I deleted the barn doors, I'd have to put another post in on each side here. But we got the quote back for all that stuff, plus adding heat to it. It was like 45 grand. That's just money we don't have right now. We're putting everything we have into the house, so. And I could probably save money by doing a lot of the stuff myself. Obviously the floor I'm not doing myself because I'm not a concrete guy and I'd probably fuck it up. But concrete, the floor alone, I think we were quoted about like 16, so 16,000. It's just not happening right now. I really wish it would, so I could actually use this. But you can see up here, there's a lot of openings. There's some pinholes that leak when it rains. Yeah, it needs a lot of love. But yeah, got a lot of work to do on this, but this is the future of my channel here, because this is gonna be my new shop. The beginnings of my house. The foundation's pretty much done now. I'm about to start framing next week. Got it's just a 2-car garage with a little extra on the side there for like a side part, or have like a storage or a workbench or whatever. So yeah, and they just poured this like 2 days ago. It's probably still curing a little bit. Yeah, giant ass basement. It's like 1,250 square feet basement. And then gonna be 2 stories. I think all together with the basement included, it's like over 4,000 square feet. big house. I got a bunch of kids, so we need a big house. But we're pretty excited, hoping to get moved into this sucker probably like in February. Yeah, this is part of my land. It's this is all gonna be cleared off here soon, like this coming week. So over the summer, this used to be a cornfield. Now it's like just growing up into this like nightmare of weeds. But we're gonna be clearing this whole fence line here and all these trees in this line here to open it up and clear all this off. And yeah, I was debating on even showing you guys, showing the world this, but I'm not sure if I'm still gonna put it in the video. But I'm pretty excited, and it's hard not to share it with people. But yeah, so it's pretty badass. A big wraparound porch and everything. Giant basement, and we're gonna put a pool table and shit in. It's gonna be pretty life changing, you know. You got this giant ass pole barn right here, all this land and privacy, plenty of room for activities, for doing my hood rat shit with cars and stuff, or hot rodding. But yeah, I guess I can show you guys this back part over here. Again, I don't know how much of this I'm gonna put in on the update video here. But yeah, I got this whole backyard part. This is that fence line I was talking about. I'm gonna clear all that out. No trespassing. And then there's a bunch of shit back behind these trees and stuff. We own all that back there too. Well, up to a certain point. But yeah, pretty excited. I'm just out here today fucking around, and I realized that I never showed you guys the truck, and that's mainly because my first videos of it were trash. And this video might be a little trash because I haven't recorded in a while, so I'm sure my footage is everywhere, and I know I've been mentally everywhere trying to tell you guys all this, so I apologize for that. But yeah, stay tuned. Right now I'm working on my fucking Vic as the rear, the pinion seal shot on it, and I was actually working on it last night, or not last night, the night before, and I ran into an issue with the front pinion bearing not want to come out. It's like seized onto the pinion, so that's fun. I have to beat the shit out of it. But once I get the Vic up and running, I'm gonna be starting on the truck. I'm gonna start tearing it down. I haven't got my heads back yet from the machine shop, but I can start getting it ready for that. And I'll be making a lot of videos on that. It's started getting really hot out here. But yeah, just stay tuned. And for videos of the truck, should be pretty exciting little series. And then hopefully my lazy ass will get the Blazer done so I can drive it around a little bit before winter. I got to get it done before we move into this, so I can get it here. So not a whole lot. There's not a lot of big stuff left to do on it. It's just a million little things, and yeah, I got to finish up wiring and stuff. It's just kind of overwhelming, and with all this stuff going on, my motivation hasn't been there. Plus, it's been really hot. This is a beautiful day until I started walking around, and now I'm out here in the sun. Now I'm like sweating like a dog. But anyways, I'll check you guys later.